Hey everyone, let's play some cards. I wouldn't call this an emergency stream or anything, but I felt like playing. Now I have a flush draw and top pair. So what we're going to do tonight, got a couple things going on. Well, first of all, we're going to try to hopefully get more players at this table. I like Ignition a lot, but one thing that can be a little frustrating with it is you can't really pick your table. They just plop you down, which is usually fine, but sometimes you get stuck at a short table like this with nowhere to nowhere to go, which is exactly what's happening here. Now we can't recover our 27 cents. Let's see if we can open up a new one. Just log in with what I've got at the other table. Oh, hey, look at this. That's good to know. You can do the old tile view. I may have to employ that at some point. We'll wait for the big blind here. So, what are we doing tonight? I'm gonna, for the next 40 to 45 minutes or so, we're gonna play some PLO. We're gonna try to run it up. We had a good session on Thursday, and I played a little bit this on lunch break and after work today, and won myself a buy-in. It's all it's all part of the same. Life is one long poker session, but let's see if we can run it up here. And then I'm thinking around 8:40 we do a turbo PKO on Bet Online, try to rekindle some of that magic, and I want to try to come up with some games that we can play consistently on weeknights, even weekends, but stuff that runs daily. I mean, PLO's obviously running all the time. But try to find some tourneys that are good to just jump into. Maybe they're turbos, maybe they have short late reg periods. Not that we haven't found some of that or hadn't found some of that on global. Taking a little bit of a break from global, had some bad variants over the weekend with flush is getting in the way of us doing anything here. Found some bad variants over the weekend playing PLO on my phone, but that's really on me. I was upset about some things from work, and we talked about this on Sunday, and I just sort of steamed off probably about $100 on global over the weekend. So we'll shift and do some other things on other sites. But we'll be back. It's nothing against global. I do enjoy it very, very much. But tonight we'll do some PLO, and we'll do a I think we can pot it. We're out of position, but I double suited run like that. You don't get those very often, so I'd say that's a solid start. Going to lead smallish. We do have the front door flush draw. We've got a pair. We've got some straight outs, and we'll just take the pot down. Trying to focus a little bit more on position. Take advantage of some spots. And you know what? If we go through the 45 minutes and just win $5 or lose $5 or whatever, it's fine. The goal here with PLO is to learn and get better. And yeah, just make things happen. But for Bet Online, excuse me, they have a pretty consistent tournament schedule, similar to what Global does. I mean, I think every site has like the same dailies, but um, Bet Online's they seem to be fairly consistent, and they'll have their like main events on Sundays. I do wish that they'd have more like rake back type things. They do have some uh, they do have some like I guess I call them contests. They do have like rake races and boost races. They do give away money to people, but you got to really grind on that site to get there because you got to like be like top whatever top 100 or top 200 for some of this like rake stuff. Or they'll have like boost payouts, like you play like the fast fold, and if you're like in the top 100, you get a share of $5,000 or whatever it is. It's tough because I can't really grind that much on that site. Can't really grind on any site. I've tried. It doesn't work. It just makes me angry if I'm just playing it on my phone, while I'm trying to do other things. Um, ironically, I feel like I could probably grind on Ignition, like this type of setup, like 25 PLO. I could probably play this for a few hours a day, like take intermittent breaks and whatnot. You hit a bad table, you you walk away. But I feel like I could um, do that on Ignition. It just the site doesn't have much in the way of rewards for consistent grinders. You do get some points, like rake back similar, but and then you accumulate the points, and then you can cash them in for tournament tickets, which that kind of setup is great. I wish more sites did that. I mean, rakeback is rakeback. You could use the money to buy tournament tickets with it. But I just think it's kind of cool to be able to, you know, cash in your rewards for. We'll pot it out of the chute here. Cash in your rewards for tournament tickets. It's kind of nice, if you that then just you do cash consistently on whatever site, and then you play tournaments for free. That's kind of a cool rakeback thing, and you turn that money into more money. So we didn't flop a set, but we're not in a bad position here because we got the blinds involved. It's not a totally dry board, but no front door flushes, no straights at the moment. Certainly two pair holdings out there. I think I don't think we need to pot it here because then this happens. We get potted because we're probably up against a set, and then it's really a bet fold. So I guess it's good that we didn't pot it and we just threw out a small bet, maybe a check call, but I'm not probably not calling a call. I'm not calling a bet. I'm not calling a pot size bet. So yeah, I guess we could check call or check fold in those spots, but I don't think a lead is bad because if the cutoff there didn't have much of anything, now we get position. And we flop a set and a straight, and we love life now. We have a straight flush draw. We have one, two, one. We have we have a set. We have the world right now. We are in such good shape, but a king of diamonds on the turn could really change and hurt us. We have a boat. It's the underboat. So our straight is now negated. And gosh, that hurts. This one just hurts because I don't think that we're good here. I mean, this guy's shown some aggression. We don't have backdoor spades are irrelevant now because we have a full house. I mean, 5-4 beats us, 5-6, six pocket sixes. All right. We'll make a note that this guy's a little bit aggressive here. Now we got queens. Um, yeah, we'll just give him that little. Oh, yeah. How does that? How do we get that to stick? Oh, we have to. Aggressive. All right. And we got middle set with queens. Maybe it was limped, so I guess we could have bet, but I think it's like a dry type ace with a backdoor flush draw or like some kind of wrap. Weird. It's not really. Can you have any wraps here? Yeah, I guess king, jack 10, 9, or ace, king, jack 10. But I feel like hands like that would have raised. Okay, so do we repot? I think we repot, or yeah, repot. We can't just play a whole hand out of position with middle set here. So I think it's just we just um yeah, we'll go 3/4. I don't think the clubs help because the ace of clubs is on the board. We have the queen of clubs, so I don't think the clubs help him that much. So I'm not going to focus that much on them. Obviously, if a low club comes on the river, it's not great. But if he calls, I'm kind of committed, but not totally. He must have a set, right? Set of sixes. What's taking so long? If anything, if anything, I'm hoping for a fold or a pot or like a raise. Then we just get it in here. Yeah, no. Okay. Again, we're learning. We're trying to figure things out. Damn that! What was that? 2, 3 hands ago? That nut straight set straight flush draw. I mean, if he had an overboat, we had outs. We could have caught what, a 4. I mean, assuming he didn't have quads. If he had like fives, fives full of sixes, or sixes full of fives, or fives full of fours, we had the seven. Was it the 7 of diamonds that we would have needed? The 7 of diamonds or the last 4 in the deck. So I guess we had 2 outs, but that's we that's not super live. Um, so let's try to profit. Let's try to slowly build here, not get out of line. Sets have been halfway decent to us, but not great so far. And then yeah, and then we'll play. I mean, time flies. Daylight savings is kind of ooh, aces, single suit. That 10 isn't bad. Pot, 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 pot. Daylight savings has been interesting for us because now our daughter sleeps later, and when she wakes up, because it's light out, she's more comfortable just playing in her crib. So it's been kind of nice. And I'm working a slightly later shift this month, so I don't have to work until 8:45. I don't love this flop. I don't love this at all because if we got called by like, okay, this is the aggressive guy. I'm not gonna call him a shark. I mean, this has to be a fold because we don't really have a way to improve on the next card. We need to beat a straight, and we don't have one. So Jack 8, King Jack, sets beat us. Let me know, for those of you out there, do you like the blue background? Is it too much on the eyes? If you're watching this on your phone, is it too bright? I mean, I don't mind looking at it while I'm playing on my phone, but sometimes people, when they're watching other people play something, they like kind of a softer presentation. But I don't know. Sometimes like the black on this, it's I mean it's gray, but it's a slightly lighter shade than this in there the card, the background of the king and the six. But sometimes that's just a little too bland and it doesn't really attract much attention. Um, I don't know. I think the blue is kind of cool. Kind of a summery kind of color, like you're in the Caribbean or something. So let me know what you like about the background. I was gonna go if I had played Ignition over the weekend. I was gonna, or if I had streamed it over the weekend, I was gonna go with the green background. But it's not really like an Irish like Kelly green. I don't. I play jacks very timidly, and I probably shouldn't, because now like one of the more aggressive players is gonna pot it, and like I can't. I don't have anything really to defend with. I mean, I could, I guess, but like, am I wasting my money by calling? I kind of was hoping for a five. I mean, obviously because I have one. I don't know. What does this guy have? See, there's so many cards that could hit the river where I can't like check call. So that peel, if the peel was a five, obviously it would have hit trips. Um, and let's say hypothetically, because of what I was initially thinking, I didn't realize I had a five. I was initially thinking is a five would have been better because 10-6. Now I beat a hand like 10-6, but who really has a hand like that? All right, so we're just gonna keep working through this. We'll figure it out. We got to remember that position really is really important in PLO. Oh, there's quads. I was just gonna say we got to remember not to pay too much attention to these boards after we fold, because then I'll just like get angry and disappointed, even though I make the correct folds and I'm trying not to leak away money. Yeah, I mean we weren't gonna make much anyway. Do we have to jump to another table again? Um, we are in position. This guy's probably gonna pot it just out of whatever. Yep. Okay, so he doesn't really pot. He like three X's it. Mm, okay, let's take a free card. That's not the free card we wanted. Was hoping for more like a seven. Now we just have nothing. Now we just have less than nothing, so we almost have to pot it. And I feel like if we pot it, he's just gonna repot. Yeah, he probably would have called with that, right? The ace probably was the bluff card for us. And I don't love that we're sitting at this table with against this player. Do we try to open another table? Oh, we jump. Check. All right. Well, we'll just leave this table then. Did we hit anything? Oh, we do have a straight. All right, so we might be able to get out of this with a small amount of profit. Hey, we saved ourselves. All right, we didn't lose money. I think that's like the point, right? Yeah, we're gonna leave that guy because he was he was betting super strong. So we're up 10 cents. I don't know what I'm saying. Like I don't know the PLO lingo. Like he was pushing the action. And which is fine, but he was for the most part he was in a seat where um, he was going to be in position on us most like 4 out of the 6 hands, um, which can be disadvantageous for the hero. So we've been about even now since we lost since we've been live. Yeah. Um, well, Ignition, I mean, it's a wonderful site. Maybe it's just because it's a Tuesday, and Tuesdays are usually the slowest night for poker, but that's really more of a live poker thing. Maybe that's why. Oh, ooh, straight flush. Ouch. Straight flush against the ace high flush. Ooh, that hurts. Like, at what point do you fold that? I wasn't paying super close attention to the action. If you pot it, like if you pot it for four, and then you're the villain. Like if you pot it for four on the river there with no pair on the board, I assume there was no pair on the board, and your opponent repots it to whatever it is, 16, um, or 20 or whatever, essentially putting you all in. I guess if it's just like pot repot and then that's all of it, like I guess you could conceivably like think, okay, my opponent's bluffing here, or trying some kind of airball bluff, but I don't know. In this game, we would have had a full house. Look at that. In this game, it just seems so odd. Ooh. It seems so odd that players would bluff like that. So, at what point do you fold the ace high flush when there's no pair on board? That was a pretty realistic holding. I mean, it was connected, right? What was it? Jack seven? Was it 8-10? I forget what the straight was, but all right, we got a single suited run. We're kind of losing the power of high cards there, but eh, we loved the first card. The next two cards didn't really help our case here. If it checks to us, I guess we could. Nah, and it won't. I mean, it's not that late at night. It's 8:16. There's got to be some kind of, maybe it's on Reddit, or maybe some poker vlog, or poker um, periodical, or blog, whatever. Some poker media outlet has to like cover peak times for certain games on specific websites. Like, what time of day is 25 PLO most popular? What When's traffic the highest on a site like Ignition? I would like to know that. I mean, I would think like 7:30, 8:30 at night, people either on the West Coast just getting out of work, or on the East Coast they're done having dinner. They throw on, they throw on some tube, jump on their phone, chill out, pot aces. They have a blast. West Coast they're just getting out of work, so play a few hands before dinner. Do we just pot? I mean, it's for his range. It is a pretty good flop, but at the same time, we can't just assume that they always have it. But it is. I mean, he could have led there, and I would have no choice but to fold. We get aces again. Is that the same hand? Maybe not the same exact cards, but like the same structure. Or it was ace 5-3. And now this is great. Are they just gonna think we're like a loose cannon? That's so great. I mean, that's such a great flop, right? The only thing is spades, but um, we have the nuts and a nut redraw to the full house. It's not the best card, but we still have a straight. We could check for pot control here because we're putting it in on the river. I think we're still fine. So I think maybe we put some kind of like weird blockish bet out there. I mean, is it stupid? Oh, Jesus. Oh man, we're so committed though, right? Like, does he have to have 5-6? Are we chopping it? Is it just a great bet? I'm calling it off. Jesus, wow, he had all the fives and sixes. Sick, sick run out, man. We potted the flop, right? I mean, what did he have? What was his holding? Did he have 4, 5, 6? I saw the pair of fives. Um, 3, 5, 6. I mean, two spades, yeah. Yeah, that's a heartbreaker. Aces again. Why can't we? All right. Wonder where the pot button went. Kind of, badish ace. I mean, it'd be better if it was suited, but high cards, so we can hit broadways and top set. Maybe it looks like we check out of frustration because we have the nuts and it's a total rainbow and we block two of the back doors. Okay, so we're just gonna get it in here, or do we call? Is that greedy? Maybe we call. I think this guy might just repot if he's got a set. Ah, okay. Now is where we we try to get it in. Oh, where are you going? How do we not get paid off there? What I just called, and yeah, the aggressor folds. What happened there? They're both full of it. I feel like we should have gotten paid off there. Top two. I don't think we need to bloat the pot here, but I think it's worth seeing a turn. Okay. We pick up straight outs. Okay. Yeah, so little bit disappointing there. Yeah, wow, what a sad hand. What a couple of sad hands where we just flop so big and it just gets like we take the worst turn card still with outs. Um, yeah. For some reason my account hasn't updated with my new balance. I don't know why you don't need to see that necessarily. I have that cut off at the top of the screen. Um, there's no reason why we can't in the next. Well, you know what? We don't have to play the PKO tonight. We could leave that for a weekend session because I definitely, it's Tuesday. I don't want to, but I mean, like I said earlier, kiddo's sleeping later. So I guess even if I'm technically up to midnight, I could sleep until 8 o'clock if, kiddo doesn't get up. She just plays in her crib for a little bit. So we could forego the tournament. That is another thing too. I mean, it's a PKO, and it's only like 55 minutes, or it's an hour late reg. which brings us to 940, but it's a 1K guaranteed and $11 buy-in, so it's going to be. I mean, we could late reg. We could play this for a few extra minutes and then late reg to it, but it's a PKO, so we want to get in. It's a turbo, so we want to get in it. And it starts at 840, so that leaves us like 10 minutes. But whatever. I mean, I don't know. We should probably play it. Or not. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Stay tuned and find out. What are we going to actually like pick to choose to lose money? I might as well. I mean, I don't really have any early meetings tomorrow except they're at 11 a.m. Yeah, let's see if we can win a big pot. How did we? I still can't believe we didn't get paid off. Like, was I up against two like BS bluffs, and then they were like, "Well, he clearly has aces. He raised pre." My check must have really thrown them both off. And then when I just called and didn't pot it, maybe if I had repotted it, I would have gotten paid. I thought that they were both coming in though. I don't know. I'll study that spot. There's a few spots we got to study here today. New player, in for 20. We kind of have a hand that looks better than it really is. It's really, that 7 is just a total bummer. The 4 and the queen, I mean, we get too many suits, but at least they're connected to the ace. I'm sure my audience loves it when I'm yawning. Maybe that's a sign that we shouldn't play the PKO tonight. But it is something that we should keep in mind. We'll see. We got like 10 minutes. We can make a decision here. But yeah, I'm keeping an eye on what tournaments. That is, maybe we should just do that. Tens worth seeing a flop or on the button. A player sitting out for some reason played one hand. It was like, nah, I'm good. It's a little loose, but we're in position. We can put pressure on. We can take the lead and put pressure on the other players. This table is it's gotten tight for some reason. All right. I guess it's not great. Or we just pot it and we'll find out right away. Like if our, yeah. So C-bet, take it down. I've made it a point that if there's nothing else going on with the hand, then I'm folding sixes down to deuces. Like this, there's nothing except for me. Yeah, of course. But you know what? I lose this. I mean, this would have been a good flop for my holding because I have the gut shot along with a middle set. But the gut shot could not be any. Yeah, I mean, certainly not the greatest hand. Ronnie's in Auburn closing. I didn't really go there that often. I went a few times since I moved out here for ice cream. But even then, not that many. Just yeah. Fried seafood is good, but it's not something that I. It's not like every weekend I gotta go. Like one day I gotta go get fried seafood. Like no, not necessarily. We also have one in Charlton. The Auburn location is probably about the same distance time wise in Charlton. 6, 5, It's a middle gap, unsuited, uh, no power of high cards whatsoever. I gotta say, like as far as I have different love songs that I sing to each poker website I'm on. There's stuff that I really like about them and stuff that I hate about them. There's certainly no perfect site, and these are talking. We're talking like basically we're talking Ignition. I'm going to consider Ignition and Bovada the same thing. I don't play on Bovada. I just play on Ignition. I have played on Bovada. Ignition, Bet Online, ACR, Global. Those are the four big ones that are like unregulated, I would think. I'm not even going to talk about like Club GG type places or anything of that nature. But like so I can give you some feedback on all four of those. Although I haven't logged quite the hours of your average online poker player. I'm well below average on that. But I do like Bet Online's feel, like the look and the feel. Like you do kind of feel like because I mean ACR has a nice lobby. Like the lobby's a little bit better now, but the software is sticky, and the gameplay and the animations, like the UI, the interface, the client is just so not. It's broken, but so many players play on it for so much money, and they put in so many hours, and it has to be just because of the rake back and the competition and the prize pools and just the traffic. Like they just suck it up, but it doesn't have to be this way. You know, Ignition is nice. It's cool that it's anonymous. The tournaments are way too long, like ACR though. The software is better. Can't argue with it. The lobbies are kind of like they're okay. The web client versus the mobile client, I guess. Oh, I hate this hand. The mobile client versus the desktop client. Like the desktop's better, but it's still like not perfect. It's like kind of a little bit antiquated. BetOnline is a very nice presentation all the way around, though, and I feel like it just doesn't. I don't know, maybe because it's not enough rakeback, or, but other than that, like the games are pretty good. They've got a lot of tournaments, and I feel like they're getting slightly more popular. And I've seen them. I've seen other people stream them sporadically, and I didn't think you could do that up until very recently. So maybe it's just a question of getting the word out there that hey, and they've got like their Sunday they have some Sunday like main event type tourneys. They have a 1:30 p.m. 200K guaranteed main event for 109. Totally reasonable. Not really that good. Yeah, so that's a 1:30, and then they have a 7 p.m. Sunday showdown. It's a PKO. It's also 109. So I think what they used to do up until I was on this site. You probably saw I did a little bit of playing on it. I want to say around Christmas time, where I was doing that rake race to get the ticket, and I think they've adjusted a little bit. Their 1:30 p.m. Um, the 1:30 p.m. main event used to be I think it was 250 guaranteed, 250K guaranteed, and I think it was 215 or no, it was a 162 entry I want to say, and then they had their Sunday showdown where they do all like the rake races and the giveaways and stuff, and they have turbo, they have satellites and everything, but then they do the Sunday showdown at 7 p.m. It was a 109, 100K. Honestly, that's cool. That was cool. Like and I was sort of dabbling in the site, so I only played it once when I got the free ticket to it. But that would be something if they see the tournament now. It's a PKO. It's 109. It's only 50K, which I guess the 109 is probably a little bit more palatable with a PKO because you can win some of that back if you run well, and maybe you take a bad beat like on the bubble, but you still have three bounties, so it's not a total like drained. Okay. I think we'll play. I'm gonna fold that because I don't. I think I'm gonna play one more round here, and then sit out the following big blind, and we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back for the start of the turbo the turbo PKO. But yeah, the Sunday Showdown. If it was still, see, I think they dropped the guarantee from 100K because they ended up just giving away so many tickets just to fill the field. They generate. They knew they weren't gonna get the numbers, so they just like were like, you know what, contribute $50 to Rake, which you may or may not have done anyway, and then we'll give you a ticket. It's like we get you in a discount, so we're not like totally losing money. So they've changed it but the Showdown PKO might be cool. The problem is if it was just the regular event, if it was the 100K, like just a regular straight up, you know, I don't know what to call it, just standard straight up non bounty poker, then that would be perfect because I could just log in at 7:30 and fire away on a Sunday. Now it starts at 7, and like I guess it's okay. Like it's a PKO. Like you really want to start those. You really want to do those from the start. I mean, I guess I could ask for like once every 6 weeks. I could be like, hey, I'm gonna like hide away. Not that I'm hiding from my kid, but if she knew I was in here streaming at bedtime, like when she was still awake, she'd like be like, "Hey, what are you doing in there? We flop top boat. Okay, can we get back here? Can we get back? Can we at least break even today? Might be. Um, I think we gotta bet something because there's so many. Yeah, I keep doing this wrong. I mean, like there were over pairs out there. Anybody could be sitting there with jacks. Jacks does jacks peel right? Like somebody could have had jacks, and then a jack comes on the turn, and I facing a lead. Like what do? I just call it off and lose all my money. Yeah. Well, hey, listen, we made some back after the. I mean, we're not done yet here. We got a couple more hands, or maybe what? One more, two more. The five just sucks, kind of. I mean, I guess we could have played that. It looks like it probably looks worse than it is. Okay, so we don't really flop anything anyway. I was kind of like maybe we could have played that with the five looks bad because it's offsuit and it just dangles out there. All right, so we got one more hand to play, and then we'll take. We might not even take a break because you know what? We'll actually have a break at 8:55. So I'm gonna get this tournament up. I'm gonna register. Um, what is today? Oh, let's just call it Turbo. Last stand, we gotta see a flop, right? Or try to. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that'll just do it then. We'll yeah. So next big blind. So we're out of here. Oh no. Um. Oh shoot. we're going to switch to... Very good. Is there a way? Is this just the automatic themes? Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. We can get that looking a little brighter in a minute, but that's fine for now. What about my seating? Bed slider table. Where do I sit? Other? Do I just hit this? Sit here. There we go. All right. 12,000. No. I gotta convert my chips. Okay. So like I feel like every time they update, every time they do kind of an update, like it looks different now, right? So another like different layout. Okay, we got some animation. All right. We can raise it again. Fold. So where are we? We're 11 out of 65. It is a PKO, 520 on our head, so we would win. So if we, so somebody, if we knock somebody out, we would get 260, and then 260 would go on our head. So let's get 4 of those, right? We're in for 11. I think the only thing, I kind of like the older setup better. So this must just be a new iteration. Are they like trying to make it so that it's easier to view for a streamer? We could cut out, we could center this table. I mean, if you don't mind me screwing around, I mean, there's nobody watching anyway. Who cares? Nope, not that way. Oops. Why are you doing that? Fold. Um, is this pushing it too much here? No. And if I stretch it, is that too weird looking? gonna have to like fix this, right? Does it just look stupid? Well, whatever. We'll look at it. I fold. Whoops. Yeah, okay, so their chips look weird. Why do you have those? Why can't they just be regular chips? Yeah. Why does some have like that black triangular kind of design, like overlay kind of thing? Is this a new, did my settings reset, or is this is just how it is now? Definitely like the 4-color deck. It's got to be white lettering, right? I mean, I guess this is fine. I'm just going to play around with this thing. Mm. 31st out of 78, as you can tell. I don't know. This setup's kind of all right. We had to stretch everything out, but that's okay. You can still see the cards. I'm just trying to find a good theme, like a good deck of cards. Um, like the other one with the bigger numbers is like too busy, but I feel like these like the suit the whatever the card the ranks. Um, mm, and it's got to be white. And there's only two options, and the other one almost looks too. Yeah. It's almost like too like in your face. I don't know. I'm weird. I'm gonna do it the other way and just say, "F it, roll with it." Could be a little bit bigger, but I'm not gonna. Now next is probably the animations. Like I don't need like every single. I think we make it 2.5 bigs. No, but it's not a bad flop for a holding. Hmm. Yeah. Well, no, it's actually a bad flop. It's not a bad flop for our range. Or yeah, it is. I don't know. It doesn't connect. Yeah, it just connects with everybody but us. That deuce was a brick. Can we get away with a half pot sizing? Is this suicide? Neither of them felt like they were very strong. Break starts in 5 minutes. Yeah, I think I do need to play. Well, you know what? That's a good thought by me. I think. Um, is I should play. I just want to look at this lobby because like there's so many good. Um, the Sunday payouts are pretty spectacular, and it would be kind of silly. Oh, it just sucks that they 50K is good is a good amount of money. I'm not sneezing at that, but it was 100K, and we just let it whimper away and wither away like that. I mean, I guess for like events, like when they're doing a series or something, it'll be bigger. Like, and those happen here and there. But we just let it go away. It was a 109 Sunday 7 p.m. 109, like 2.5 hour late reg for 100K. It was perfect, and I didn't figure out more ways to play them. You have to like once a week if that's all you do like in poker. That's like something you should do. Sunday 109 7 p.m. Kids in bed. We're gonna play 100K guarantee. Late reg is going to be 2 hours and 2.5 hours. 10-minute blinds. Let's go. Then they got to turn into a 50K PKO, which is still pretty cool. But I don't know for a 50K guarantee where there's other 50Ks for less money, right? Where are they though? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's like 100K. Damn it. But whatever. They've got. Well, they have a 200K for 109, so I guess I can't really complain. But that 7 p.m. I guess was what I was really excited about because I could just play that. I could figure out a way to get in every week, whether it's through some kind of rake deposit rake thing. Oops, whoopsie. How I didn't I lose a buy-in? No, yeah, I did, but I made 10 back. That's right. So I've got yeah. So on the day, I'm up like $9 in ignition, so I'll take it. Um, what was it? Did we call off in that spot, or we just get? Um, I think didn't we call off? I don't know. I forget how we lost all of that. I think we did. We called off when we saw the 5-6, and it was we could have really gotten away from it, but it was a tough spot. At least in my opinion, it was. So we'll wish good ignition a good night. Is there just this much limping in this game here? Okay, that's not a bad flop for us. Pot is 11. Ouch. We can't check that back, right? I mean, it's an easy fold, but that sucks. Yeah, not a great way to go into the break, but whatever. We could use a break. We got 87 runners. We're in 37th. At least that's the last update. We'll look more at what it's going to take to play like a Sunday main event. It's a 250. It's a 250 on the 31st. That must be just some. There's no way. I mean, that's Easter. There's no way I can play. But if it's at least 200K every Sunday at 1:30, maybe there's just a special reprieve we can get, or we could see. We won't be able to get content, but I was going to say maybe we could take the laptop somewhere. But anyway, we will take a short break and be right back. We have some messages in the chat. I don't think anything was directed at us, at least not in my... Oh, break has started? No. No, nothing to speak of. Just saw the chat bubble. So bet online. We should, do we have... Well, we'll see how we do tonight. Maybe we can do some kind of like 250 to 1K. 250 to 1K challenge. We're 50 big blinds deep here. We're not in bad shape. We have shorter stacks at the table, but we could chip up, give ourselves a better shot at it. I got to get my brain back to hold'em mode here. I think we've been okay, but I'm like looking for 4 cards. I'm looking for like backdoor draws, which I am anyway. And I think they say that that's like the PLO skill set translates very well to MTT strategy, like MTT hold'em strategy. So I'm trying. Maybe we'll try this thing where we play a little PLO for a half hour, 40 minutes, then play a turbo MTT. See how the momentum carries over, if at all. We won some pots. Kind of aided a little bit in the last one, but ouch. Oh, is that us? Straight wins it? Ouch. I mean, what are we doing? 10-8? I don't know. I mean, that was a lot of money in that one. That was for all the chips? No way. Do we need to see... Just looking at the broadcast here, seeing how this all kind of looks on screen. It's kind of a similar shape, and I mean the background not so much. I could lighten it up a little bit. Kind of a similar shape to like GG. I don't know if I love like the animation. Yeah, here we go. Enable dealing cards, enable player cards, animation, chips animation, boost poker. I don't... Slide, disable, boost poker, animation. Okay. Well, let's see if this changes here because it looks pretty animated. Background, I don't know. That I don't hate that. That's kind of nice. I feel like that's solid. That might even be a little bit easier on the eyes. Kind of like a home game. I don't know. Oh man, do we go for it here? Oh, wait. We're the only hand in, right? We don't have to raise. We could just go for it. Let's do it. Come on. Yes, come on. Yes. Fantastic. We got a bounty. Yeah. That was gifted to us. Not really gifted. We had to earn it, but yeah. All right. I had to like adjust my eyes because I'm not used to the screen yet, so I had to look around and be like, "Whoa, where are the cards? And why are the cards so small? I wanted them big. I want to see. I want to see the cards. Can I do something about that?" Hmm. Well, I need brighter cards then. Nope, that doesn't have to be that. I'm gonna have to go. Yeah. I guess I'll have to go with the yellow for now. But whatever. You know. That was a nice bounty too. Got a little bit of a rebate. Hey, I've kind of shied away from investing in bounties, but if you can figure out how to pick good spots and really take advantage of them, like that was a spot I had to go for. He could have been just doing that with Broadway cards, which he was, and I hit a flush. Yeah, bet online. If you're out there listening, we need bigger cards. Those need to cover up the logos a little bit more. Not that it's nothing against the logos. It's just I think I like I'm gonna sound so bratty here, but I think I like I think I like the mobile client for this better. Like on my tablet, it's pretty sweet. It's very simple and plain, but you can see everything. Like this is, and maybe they updated the mobile client too, but I don't know. This is kind of, it's a little much. I don't like why do those chips have to be different? And it's just a little bit cartoony. Why don't they just keep the cards up there? Sorry, but I'm going to be playing with the. Run it multiple times. No. Quads. It's pretty good. Oh man. Well, yeah. I don't know. It's such a weird spot. Oh man. Did I just lose to the Ace of Clubs? Oh, that's awesome. It was such a tough, it was such a weird spot, and we got a bounty out of it. We totally played it wrong too. But I mean, I figured he's opening up anyway, and even if I bluff the other three out, if I don't beat the bounty, what's the point? Bad fold. It's the bottom of my premium range there. All right, so we scooped a couple bounties. That's been clutch. I'd like to free roll this. That'd be great. Late reg. We still have 28 minutes, so it's done at 9:40. Prize pool is 690, so they've exceeded the guarantee. Maybe a little bit of a wasted blind there. We'd have to flop perfect really for that to be worth it. Yeah, like can we just shut off this like background animation? Like just let me know. I guess once you get used to this, it should be fine. Just it's like any site. It does. I mean, it's clean. The information's right there. Yeah, if I go to the casino less, like if I just take like the spring off, like after say like April 15th, if I take the spring off until Vegas from going to the casino and just play online, I could probably I don't know if I can though. Maybe depends. I could get like a Sunday afternoon. Thing is, I got softball, so it's like that's like the whole day. If it was something, if I didn't have softball and I just got up and did some things with the girls around the house, and maybe took them to, took them out to Buffinville or like fixed something, mowed the lawn, and then just sat down for an afternoon of main event. But we figured out some kind of discounted way to get in there on a weekly, maybe not on a weekly basis, but like once every 4 to 6 weeks. We could do that, or we could do some kind of we could workshop that if we do like once a month main event, like the third Sunday in every month. We do main event Sunday. We've got fives. We'll min click it. We probably have the best hand. Ew. I don't love that call. Um, I don't think we're ahead. Sure. Was the C bet wrong there? I guess it was a better flop for his range since I raised. But we didn't really beat much there, except in a total bluff. But what was he bluffing? Dak poker does rule, as it states here in the chat. That is a 100% affirmative. We've got eights in a bounty tournament in the big blind, so Leroy has raised under the gun. We can try to click it up here. Pot. Yeah, if we put in a modest raise here, kind of force him in a little bit. We could have probably made it a little bit bigger. Do we let him bet and call it off? It's such a tough spot. Okay. Oh, that's such a killer. Wow. We had it. We actually had him pegged. I don't like how it runs out there. I gotta figure out this animation. Is late reg over? It is not. Um, my stack 42. It's a 100K buy. It's a 100K starting stack, right? I know it's on us, right? No, just whatever. I don't know about. Starting stack 100K chips, so we would have 20 bigs if we got back into it after this. But I don't really think. I think this is our one shot here. We got some bounties. We're not out of it yet, but we are not in great shape. But hey, if we lose, whoops, if we lose, we lose. It's too bad. But we fought and we made it exciting. 107 left out of 153. Can still late reg. I got 2 bounties for $6.50. So I'm only in this for $4.50. Right? Yeah, I'm only in this for $4.50. So that's pretty good. That's good for the bankroll. So we could play this more. What are the prizes? So the payouts. Okay. First and second get 137. 90, 69, 52, 40, 30, 23, 17. So min cash is 1024. So, but you final table that's a decent amount of money, and you gotta win the it's the bounties. That's where it's at. So that's a good showing. We could play this pretty regularly if we get out of if our daughter goes to bed at 7 when she should. Oh yeah, we got a clear jam here. Then we could play the 7 p.m. 5K guaranteed for 11. Clear jam. Somebody's gonna want to go for the bounty, and we'll be in good shape. We'll be in excellent shape for most hands. So let's see. Maybe not. A double up would be tremendous. Okay. Oh, it's. Did he call? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Well, that's too bad. Um, I mean, we wanted the action. We wanted the action. That was a good spot. We had it. So we'll call it a night. It is Tuesday. We had a little bit of a rough a bad some bad variance, and probably what should have been a check fold in on ignition. And it's really, that's all it takes is one mistake. $15 because I made 10 of it back, so I would have been even if I hadn't called that off. But hey, whatever, it is what it is. And then we got a couple bounties in this turbo PKO. So let's say we're good for tonight, and we'll try this again. Maybe try this on Thursday. We'll do some cash, and then do or if we can log on early enough, we'll try the 5K guaranteed $11 bet online. So until then, don't get mad, get even.